Okay. That is green. Green Telegram. Mr.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in today's class, um, we will look at color theory. Since we're at a point where uh, you have a bit of idea on what are wireframes and how to use Figma to design screens. So we'll get into color theory, like how can you choose your colors for the app that you're doing or for any products? How is the color chosen and what are the basic theories of color that we can we will try and understand all those things today. So, but why are colors important, right? Color theory. Why don't you? Because there are a lot of colors available. Um, why not choose the colors of your choice? Why don't you do that, right? This is that the question most of you might have. Why do I have to, kind of uh, put my time into what kind of colors do I want to choose? So, for example, any app that you take, they'll have this primary brand color. So, for example, if you say Swiggy, if it's the immediate color that comes to your mind will be orange. Or, for example, tomato, it will be red. And similarly for Spotify, it will be green. So, colors are not just, they not just only, give a color or make something beautiful. They also convey something. They also kind of evoke emotions and all those things. Right? That's why colors play an important role in defining the brand's identity. So easy, right? So yeah, as I said, why color is important because colors can do a lot more than just making something beautiful. It can influence emotions, draw attention, guide users' action. So they and even communicate something important without words. And another example of communicate something important without words is they take, for example, your traffic signals, right? You don't have any things written on the signals, traffic signals. It's just three different colors, and all the three different colors communicate something to us. So if you see a research by the Institute of Color Research says that people make subconscious judgment about a person, environment, product, or an app within just 90 seconds. So for example, you look at something, or you look at someone, or you even look at anything for that matter, right? We all make or we come to a conclusion of, oh, this is going to be like this, or this is going to be good, this is going to be bad. Within the 90 seconds of us looking at something. And most of that, you see, most of that, um, between 62 and 90%, the assessment is based on just color. The first immediate thing that attracts us, or the reason why we quickly jump into judgments, is mostly based on color. It's what the research by this Institute of Color Research, CCI color reveals, and it's only just two images, right? So this is just this image which is uh, in grayscale. It does not have any color to it. So what do you feel about this image? Can someone tell me?
Old picture model.
Sorry.
Following picture model.
Okay, okay, click on whole picture, right? And I'm sure you'll be able to identify what flavor is this, all of that, right? But the moment you apply color, I'll show you. The moment you apply color to this image, it completely changes the way you look at things. Let me show you. See this? So the bright pink color attracts your attention immediately, and then gives a sense of, um, you know, I think different people say it differently. Some people like the lotus flower, some people don't like it, but the moment you add color to something, it evokes not just it doesn't look beautiful, but it also kind of evokes some emotion into your mind, or you feel something about it. Right? That is the actual power of color. Right? And that's why colors play an important role in drawing attention, defining users' emotion, and all those things. Right? So we'll now get into the basics of colors. I'll just show you. So there are just three primary colors. There's something called as a color wheel, which we'll see in a short while. But uh, the primary colors, these three, the red, yellow, and blue, are the primary colors. Any other color that you see is a combination of all these colors, right? So always remember the primary color is the red, yellow, and blue, and this is what I call as the color wheel. So there will be different colors inside this color wheel, but the primary ones are red, blue, and yellow. We'll show the secondary colors now. The secondary colors are orange, green, and purple. And this purple, right, it's formed by combining red and blue. You see here, red and blue. This purple is in between red and blue. So purple is formed by combining red and blue. And the same with orange, right? It's combined using yellow and red. See? Yellow and red gives you orange. And then green, same way, is combined using yellow and blue. The secondary colors are nothing but a combination of two different primary colors. Is how the secondary colors are formed. And the tertiary colors, I think, sorry, I was not named this properly. These are tertiary colors, right? And tertiary colors are again nothing but a combination of both primary and secondary colors. So this is the red orange, and it's probably the yellow orange, yellow green, this blue green. So tertiary colors are nothing but it's a combination of one primary color and one secondary color. Right? And all of this put together will give you the color wheel. You see this? The color wheel will contain all the primary, secondary, and the tertiary colors. This is what we call as the color wheel. And any color wheels are the most commonly used, or the basic things that will define the palette of something or any product or any art that you do. I think a palette is defined using this color wheel. Right? Palette is nothing but a combination of different colors that you'll be using for your product, your art that you're doing, or anything for that matter. Wherever color is involved, I think the color wheel will play a major important role in influencing the palette. And there's something called as hue. But what is hue, right? Hue is just another color, another word for color. If you say what is the hue of your app, it just means that what the people are asking, what is the color of your app. So for example, if I say orange as a color, I think hue is very similar. It's another name for color. And something called a saturation, right? But what is saturation? Saturation is the of how you know dark or light your color is going to be. Like if you see this, right, there's a scale here. What is the intensity of my color going to be? Is it going to be on the lighter side or is it going to be on the brighter side? This is what saturation tells you. And there's something called as value again. Value is nothing but value defines how dark is your color going to be. Like is it going to be towards your a black side of your color, or it's going to be towards your lighter side of your color. So these are three different things you'll have to remember when you're saying or when you're trying to define a color. So use just another word for color. Saturation is how lighter or brighter your color is going to be, and values again, is it going to be on the darker side or is it going to be on the lighter side of it. And then use the color wheel that I showed you. But in the color wheel itself, there are usually we see all the different type of colors. These are not colors, but these are terms that probably used to define combination of colors. Right? So, for example, if someone says, "I'm going to go in monochromatic thing," what does that mean? Is so, for example, my app is going to be mono. If I say my app is going to be monochromatic, so that means that I'll only use one color and I'll only pick one primary color and I'll just use different shades of that primary color is what it means. So the primary color is just going to be one and different shades of the primary color may be used. Monochromatic just uses one color or just one hue, right? So here the one color that is chosen is orange and they have used different shades of orange here, right? So that's called as monochromatic. And the next is analogous. Analog is nothing but uses different colors, but they are next to each other. It's not like they pick random colors. It's just colors that are placed next to each other on the color wheel. This is why I said color is important. When I say analogous, it's always in the color wheel. So, for example, I can also choose these three. This, two shades of blue and one purple, right? I can also choose these three, but these are also analogous color. Analogous colors are nothing but the colors that are next to each other. And the third one is the complementary. Complementary is two different colors on the that are placed on the opposite side of each other on the color wheel, which is called as complementary colors. In this case, it's yellow and blue. Right? And next is the triadic. Triadic uses colors that are evenly shaped, but we can also form a triangle. Like when you draw a triangle and it evenly spaced triangle, and then you see colors that are put together. This is the triadic set of colors. And the next is a tetradic. The tetradic is nothing but you draw a rectangle inside the color wheel, and then it uses two complementary colors. Right? So these are complementary colors. Yellow, sorry, this orange and this yellow are complementary, and then this purple and blue are complementary. So it uses, let's see, form a rectangle on the wheel. It uses two complementary colors. And mostly tetradic are used to define one color which will be primarily used. That is what I put here. Like one color will be, will be defined as the primary color, and the other three colors will be used as the semantic colors or accent colors. So right, and then things like now we are seeing different type of methods to choose your color or to define what color you're going to use. But how do you say this is going to be my primary color and the other colors will be my secondary colors or whatever? So there's something called as a 60-30 rule. Okay, let's see what this is. So the 60-30 rule. 60% of your space is for your primary color or area color. So when you define a color, you'll have to keep this rule in mind and say, I'm going to allot 60% of my, space, canvas, or the background, or some color. Whichever color you're choosing, one color is going to occupy 60% of my space. Another color is going to say it's going to occupy 30%, and another color, the last color, will primarily occupy the 10% of the space, right? But you'll have to be very careful in choosing these colors, right? You cannot go and say, I'll choose a dark red color, and I'll use that for 60% of my um, screens, right? Because uh, the color that mostly the primary colors that you choose will only occupy 10% of your screens. I'll show you why. Right? Say, for example, the basic color palette, right? I've tried to choose these three, I've defined primary, neutral, and semantic. So what does this meaning say is primary, neutral, and semantic. So mostly primary colors are used 30% of the time. You see, and I'm going to use a primary color 30% of the time, and semantic colors will just be used 10% of the time. Neutral colors will be used 60% of the time. If you see, like the neutral colors is mostly going to be my background of the screen. Like the empty screen, if you see, without placing any elements, what is the background color of my app is going to be? Is it going to be completely white? Is it going to be a little grayish? So that will define the neutral color. That will also occupy 60% of the screen. And the primary color will probably be for the text that I'm going to use. Because text will again occupy the second bit more, content on the screen, right? So I'm going to use this primary color for my text, and semantic colors probably I'll use it for buttons. But why I'm using this color for buttons is this is the darkest color in the color palette, and I want to draw attention from the user. So when I use this for the buttons, uh, I can draw the attention and I can guide user navigation also. So I'll just give you a sample example of prototype or abstract view of how these colors might look on a screen. See the side. So this semantic color, this is the neutral color, and this is the primary color. This is for the background, and this is again for wherever I've used the text, I've used to one of the neutral colors here. And you can also switch this. What I mean by that is, say, I can switch these two colors now. The primary can be put here, and the neutral colors can also be put here. Just see this example. This will also work. But you have to choose your color in a way that it will work in both ways. Not necessarily always. Like you'll have to choose a color which will work in both ways, but just make sure the colors that you choose or basically follow the 60-30 rule. If you see here, this occupies 60% of the screen. And this one, right, it occupies 30%, and this one takes 10% off your entire screen. Any doubts?
No, sir. All good.
So yeah, I think that's it for today's class. I thought I'll cover typography, but we'll see that in the next class. Um, right, but just stop the recording.